Everything we do, we own. Fuck a cap, just hop off a jet. Woo! Hop on a jet. I put that glow on the wrist. I got that glow on my bitch. I keep the drum on the tech. How about the color then, baby? Won't you tell me that you tried? Hop in a McLaren. Cheese, flesh, and spine. Hop in a McLaren. Baby, tell me why you stare. I ran on the jet. Way more smoother than a plane, yeah. Way more quicker than a vet. Teach y'all to flex like a train, yeah. That bitch out of my cat. Took out a school for the brain, yeah. She came around with the set. Now really ain't no saying, yeah. Gotta come around on deck, set, check, off, X, tech, mix, stress, list, I live, cat list, status, atlas. I put up global. I get booked, don't write books, that's Barnes and Noble. Top 2 total. On the next top 2 logos. Bless, yes, she text Max right on my top 10. See you frequent in a place I done been. You come decent, then you leave looking bent. Got weight, we can dip. Fuck a cap, stop on the jet. Hop on the jet, stop on the jet. I put that glow on the wrist. I got that glow on my bitch. I keep the drum on the tech. How about the color then, baby? Won't you tell me that you tried? Hop in a McLaren. Cheese, flesh, and spine. Hop in a McLaren. Baby, tell me why you stare. Yes. Packing that Smith with Wesson when I crave. Hopping that big better Maybach in his glaze. Tell me why the fuck do you stay? Why you killing bitches with no grave? I got a back in her neck. Yeah. Draw on the tag, engraved headrest. Just one of my wrist baguettes. You know I'm a vet. Hop on the jet with an 80K and a 3-headed snake. Yeah. All of the coops exotic and I'm ducked off with your bae. Yeah. I told you my niggas don't like you, you niggas get. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this your journey in Jarrell's journal. Say it now, yeah, that's right. Nothing less but the best. This your journey in Jarrell's journal. Say it now, stand up. All over the globe. This your journey in Jarrell's journal. 2-6. In city, stand up. 2-6. This your journey in Jarrell's journal. Let's go.
Bring it with me, the source of your information. Created to cover all sorts of sports and many players. In the making, there is none other like it. From the majors to the minors, it's tailored to be enlightening. To politics with the globe and unfold an athletic platform for the world to behold. Stay tuned as I cover your thoughts and views. Innovating a structure to stand taller for the player of the day, making way for tomorrow. Consistent content distributed with quality as passions of the youth get used, creating prodigies. The cornerstone for the call-ins and interviews, opinions, countdowns, trivia's the latest news. Bearing gifts, so this from me to you, guaranteed to be what you don't want to miss. So have a seat, cause I'm back.
Welcome to Jarrell's Journal. Thank you for all tuning in. Today's Friday, the 10th. Today I have a special guest. I have a young talent and intelligent talent. His name is Michael Byrd Jr. He is a current wide receiver in the collegiate levels. And we're going to spotlight him today, learn about him, where he's from, what he's got going on. And we're going to talk about the upcoming season. He is a talent to behold. So I'm especially delighted that he was able to join us today. Before we even get started, I wanted to once again thank you all for tuning in. If you don't mind, do me a favor. Go to the bottom of your screen, hit share, tag a friend, and let them know, because we're spotlighting a talent today. Also, if you're not on my sports page, which is Jarrell Hessel Sports Consulting, what we've learned is if you don't apply and copy and paste this comment, it's hard for me to see your comments. We want to highlight some comments and address some questions that the fans have, the viewers have. So I'm going to go ahead and post it up here. In order to see your comments, this is what you're going to copy and paste and put inside of your inside the comment section. And it just says, in order to see the comments, you're given StreamYard, which is our streaming engine, the permission to use your revenue that you're coming in, either not revenue, but the stream that you're coming in, either it's Facebook or YouTube, what be it. But if you copy and paste that, put it in the comments, I'll be able to see your comments and we'll highlight it. An example of it will look like this. So we can go ahead and, answer some questions. So without further ado, what I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and introduce this young guy. Once again, he is a talent. His name is Michael Byrd Jr. Remember that name. You heard it here first. Michael Byrd Jr. Mike, what's good, bro?
What's up? Doing good. Thank you for having me. What's up?
Okay, cool. Guys, man, thank you. Hey, man. Hey, what's that in the background you got, man? I think I like
Smith.
that.
It's Steve Smith, my guy.
Already, yeah. So tell everybody where you from, man.
I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am an only child, East Coast boy, born and raised. So, Southern boy, born and raised. So I love the East Coast and the South. There's something special about it. So, I am a Panther fan.
Yes,
as I get closer to the league, I'm gonna have to stop being a fan of them.
Hey,
can't have no bias.
Hey, man, you can always hold it in your heart, man. We ain't gonna tell nobody.
The secret out the
you
bag
home,
now.
baby. Yeah, it ain't no problem. But you home now, man. We around the corner, so welcome to the Ville. You know what I mean, Fayetteville.
For sure.
So real quick, I want everybody to know exactly who Michael Byrd Jr. is if they're not familiar with you. Can you tell us about yourself? We know you're from Charlotte. Tell us about what high school you went to, some of your accolades in high school, and your college playing career.
So I went to Hickory Grove Christian School in Charlotte, North Carolina. I got to play with the USA development team after high school, so that was pretty dope. Got a couple Player of the Game awards and different things. So high school was pretty fun. And my recruiting sucked, to be honest with you. I was an undersized guy, so it was hard getting recruited. But my high school experience, I made bonds with a lot of my teammates, and I had fun with it. So, and I accomplished some things. So it was fun.
That's smooth. And being undersized, I'm glad you said that. Being undersized, you went to TCU.
Yeah.
You are now at another school we're gonna talk about in a minute. So you gotta be a dog. So who you look up to, man? Like Steve Smith?
Absolutely.
He was a beast, man.
Yeah, he's only 5'9", and the way he plays, he doesn't care about his size. When he steps on the field, he's gonna compete.
Exactly.
He doesn't care who you are in front of him. He's gonna find a way to make a play. So I grew up watching him, so I kind of adopt that same type of mentality.
I love it, man. I love it, man, because that's the kind of guy I am, man. You know what I'm saying? Strength, and then drive. It beats it every time, man.
Yeah, it beats talent. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how fast you are. I don't care how strong you are. The combine, none of that stuff matters to me. What do you put on tape? What do you put on tape? Are you making plays when the scouts cut on the tape? That's what matters. So
I know that's right, man.
Yeah,
I know that's right. Hey, tell me this. I want you to inform the audience about your collegiate. You were at TCU. Go ahead and break the news. Where you at now, man?
I'm transferring to the University of Colorado Boulder. Go Buffs! So I get to play with Coach Durrell, for Coach Durrell. They got a lot of talented guys over there already. So I'm excited to get to be a part of that mix and I just found out news today we play a Pac-12 schedule only. So, it's going to be an interesting season to see how we can handle the teams that's on our schedule. But I'm excited. It's going to be fun playing teams like Oregon and USC and some of those programs. So I'm excited to get to compete out west a little bit.
Man, I'm excited to watch you out there, man. I'm tuned in. I am tuned in.
So appreciate you.
So have y'all? So what have y'all been doing? During this pandemic to learn each other. Like you said, you're a transfer, so you're learning a new system, new teammates. Have y'all been doing a lot of Zoom calls?
Well, I just got admitted literally recently. I got off the phone with our director of player personnel, Mr. Lopez, today.
Okay.
And we talked about that. We're supposed to have like a team Zoom meeting on the 20th. And I'm supposed to come out there August because everything's got pushed back. So that's the first week in August. August 6th is when I'm supposed to get on campus. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited. It's a fresh start. It's a new opportunity. I get to not only further my athletic career, but I get to be a part of a university that's going to offer me a degree,
I know
a
that's
quality
right.
degree. So you can't devalue that. That's something that's priceless.
Man,
So
you on it, bro. Hey, first and foremost, degree comes first. You know what I mean?
yes, the
You
student
always have.
first. That I
Hey,
was not always like that. I promise you. My mama, she been on me since day one. She said, you're gonna get your degree and you're gonna, focus on your schoolwork. I always hated her
I know
saying it,
that's
but
right.
at the end of the day, knowledge is power. So
I'm telling you, man.
you
And
gotta have it.
sports is temporary, regardless if you make it to
Yeah,
the league or whatnot. So you always have
yeah.
to be ready to change and restructure your plan.
Adjust.
Yeah, adjust and be ready for a different type of world, man. So I'm glad that. So tell me this: what are you studying in school?
Psychology. I'm gonna be
That's a good
a little
field.
head straight. See
That's a
if I
good
can,
field.
yeah, for sure. A lot of people have mental health issues. It's a serious deal. Um,
Hmm.
Especially as professional athletes. As professionally as NFL players. It's been well documented. The impact that head injuries take. Uh,
Yes.
on your mood, on your attitude, on your behavior. So just being able to help people who have mental health issues because it's a very real deal. Just because we don't see it um,
Exactly.
doesn't mean it's not there. So I feel like that's a way for me to contribute to society, giving back in that way.
Hey, man, that's you're ahead of your time, man. You're
Yeah.
on it.
Yes,
I
sir.
like it. I like it.
Trying to.
Hey, tell me this, Mike. Are you able to transition some of the education you're learning as far as, especially in psychology, to use that on the
Mhm.
field? You know?
Yeah, for me, I've learned that a lot of being an athlete is 90% of what you do before you play in a game. A lot of fans they look at a game. That's the game is just a byproduct of all the practice and all the mental
Mhm.
preparation and all of that. It's a byproduct of that. So for me, I've learned that my mental state before I play in a game. How I'm getting prepared. Am I fearful of competition? Am I confident in my preparation? Uh, am I scared of failure? Am I scared of a negative result? All of that
Mm.
factors in, and so I learned that I perform my best when I have no fear.
I know that's right.
When I embrace the challenge. And that's hard. Because we live in a world where a lot of people are scared of failure.
Hmm.
And people associate failure with you being a failure. So a lot of times for me, I know I had to overcome, when I compete and when I play on the field, getting rid of that fear of failure. Because a lot of times I'm so scared, you just go scared to get cursed out by a coach. You mess up a play, you
Yeah.
drop a ball. So it make you timid when you play. And so, I've
Yeah.
learned that, mentally you gotta get out of being scared because it only limits your performance, and you can't really do what you need to do. So yeah, the mental part of it is huge.
Hmm.
It's huge.
And it sets a lot of players back. I know when I was playing ball, even in college, man, one of my thing was, like you said, the fear of failure.
Hmm.
I know I can ball, but even on a D1 level, and I seen a lot of people, mentally, I had to get out of it, and I seen a lot of people like me at D2, in a small stadium, we'll
Hmm.
ball out. If you get to a big stadium with thousands and thousands of fans, now is a mental game
Yeah,
now,
and
and you got that
nothing
fear.
has changed.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. You the same player. What's
Yeah,
changed? It's all that's changed is the environment. So
exactly.
you got to find a way to psych yourself out of that.
I like that. So that just lets me know you ready for the big time moments at any time.
Yeah, shoot, fingers crossed. Yeah, I feel like I am, but you never know until The funny thing was, when I was at TCU, we played Ohio State,
Uh-huh.
2018. I didn't get to play, but I was on the sideline, and when that place, I'm telling you right now, if I would have gotten that game, I would have absolutely probably wetted myself. I promise you, because that environment is ridiculous. You're talking about 80, 90,000 people, and you can't hear
Uh-huh.
yourself talk. So that was a fun experience. So, but yeah, I hope that when I get in the game, I'm prepared for
Hey, man.
the lights of it. So we'll see.
It's funny that you said that because we had Daryl Stoneham on like our third interview. He played at Michigan, University of
Hmm.
Michigan. So he said the same thing. He said that game, Michigan versus Ohio, was the craziest game, that rivalry. And by the way, I'm gonna link
Yeah.
you up with him so you guys can go ahead and get
Okay, for sure.
some mentorship, man. So we're gonna make that happen today, bro.
For sure.
So
Sounds
real
good.
quick,
Definitely.
yeah, man, it's all about mentorship, man, because we're gonna have you ready, brother. But real quick, so let's learn a little bit more about you. So tell me this: what kind of obstacles do you have as a student athlete as far as like balancing your social life and then the athletic schedule?
For me, it's a lot. We have at TCU, our schedule was, we practice on Sundays after games. We had Mondays off, but you're really not off because you got class.
Hmm.
And then, Tuesday heavy practice, Wednesday heavy practice, Thursday lighter, Friday you travel, Saturday game. So it's a heavy week. Really, the only day you have off is Monday, and you have to go to school. So it's tough balancing, for sure. Especially when you want to connect and have relationships with people outside of football, and they might not have the same schedule as you. And so you got to sometimes tell them, hey, no, I can't hang out with you. I got stuff I got to get
Exactly.
done. And a lot of people they don't understand that, because a lot of times folks think we just show up on Saturdays and that's it, right? They don't
Yeah.
understand that. We're there doing Thanksgiving. If we got a bowl game, we're there on campus through Christmas. We're there during the summer. Except now with Corona and what's going around, they kind of restricting things. But
Yeah.
we're there. We're on campus all the time, and so our schedule is hectic. It's football, 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 and then a little bit of school, and then more football, football, football. So it's yeah, it's definitely hard to balance, but that's what it is when you get into it.
Mhm.
That's what it's gonna be. So um,
I know that's
you
right.
know, I'm not surprised by it.
And you bring up a good question, or another point. Even with your the homeboys, man, that you were talking about that might not understand. How do you stay focused on your focal point? As far and what I mean by that, like you got guys like you said that don't understand, but they might want to party or do something out.
Hmm.
But you gotta you have a responsibility there, especially with you being at a Power Five school, man. So how was that balancing out? Just like you said, relationship wise.
For me, I had Mr. Ed Reynolds. So he was my athletic director in high school, and he said he played in the NFL with the Patriots, and he gave me the best
Okay.
advice that I've had to this point in my
And what was
life.
that?
He said, the difference between people who have success uh, is it has nothing to do with talent, it has nothing to do with ability, it has everything to do with priorities. The people who find a way to make it in life, they prioritize um, what they need to prioritize. And if you look at the word win, he told me, he said, the word win is what's important now, right? If you approach everything in your life with the mindset of what's important now, if hey, look, I I can either go chill with this chick, or I can go get a workout in because I know that
Hmm.
I got problems dropping the football, or I got problems, with whatever in your game. Which one is more important to you? Bottom line. So, and you find out a lot of cats not really committed to the game as much as they say they are.
Yes.
Um, so this whole process, the process of college football, and even definitely in the pros, it weeds out people that's not really committed to the game, because you got to make sacrifices and you got to prioritize. Um, and that's what I've learned to do. It's a hard thing to master, but you gotta you want to get somewhere in life, you gotta be able to do it.
Man, hey, I like the head that you have on your shoulders, man, because you're beyond your years as far as age-wise, man. That's awesome, man.
That's the old
That's
cats I've been
awesome.
around. So
And then that's the way to do it, man. You
yeah.
absorb all wisdom from them, and it helps you out in the long run. Now, I have another question for you. So, to what extent does the emphasis on competition and winning then uh, create an imbalance for ethics in sports? And I say that to like say, we have a lot of cases of not so much in, or that we hear so much in college, but we want to know your ethics. But doping, breaking the rules on and off the field. How much is win by any means necessary versus playing within the rules important to Michael Bird Jr.?
For me, I feel like I'm already at a disadvantage. So for all these cats that want to cheat, you want to take steroids and want to dope, man, you already big and you already faster than me, most likely. So you put me at a bigger disadvantage. I don't need that. But yeah, no, for me, I think that if you can't get it the right way, if you can't find a way to have success naturally, then it's just not meant for you to have success. Um, I think that the people that do it the right way, um, they always come out on top anyway. So
Exactly.
you can't cut corners. Just like in you look at Bernie Madoff. I know that's this is a weird guy to bring up, but he was cheating people out their money and cutting funds cutting corners trying to get rich. It never pays off. When people try to cheat corners, eventually it's gonna catch up to you. People gonna know you're a fraud. Um, and so same thing in athletics. You don't want to ever be a fraud. Because then nobody ever looks at you the same. You look at Lance Armstrong, nobody looks at him the same no more. What he was doing. He went from legendary status to now he's just a cat, another cat. So, yeah, nah, you got to do things the right way. That's the bottom line. And if you don't do things the right way, you're just jeopardizing, the game and everybody else that's involved with it. So.
Man, that's absolutely awesome, man. And I just wanted to ask you that just to highlight what kind of mindset you had, you know what I mean, as far as doing things the right way. Hey, man, great perspective, because any young guys that I have watching, I want them to hear from somebody that's actually there right now. You're in college right now and you're facing these obstacles, staying focused, doing everything you have to do and what they have to do, because you see a lot of instances on ESPN, even with Zion, him and his family taking money, things like that. And that's why I was asking how important, doing the right thing is to Mike.
Yeah.
That's
and,
all.
I for me, with the Zion Williamson issue, for me, I don't. I think that the NCAA, they just petty. I think that if a school with the abundance of resources that schools have, and also the brands that endorse some of these high school kids and want to endorse them in the future, if they want to give them money, then that shouldn't be of the NCAA's concern. But that's another argument for another day.
Yeah.
That's a lengthy conversation we can
It
get
is.
into with that.
Yeah, but the rules have changed, or they're about to change.
Yeah.
So I mean, let him slide. He's out now, and report his stepfather, accepted the money, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's move
it's
on.
over.
Let's
No,
move
you
on. Yeah,
can't do nothing about it.
exactly. And I have another question for you. And before we get into your actual spotlight and learning more about you, one big thing that I noticed in the media, and this is for you going towards the future as well, just to see your mindset, is that I see a lot of inequality within the media amongst players with different races. For instance, during the draft, you have the white players that when they spotlight him before the draft, his mother was a great collegiate player, his father was a great collegiate player, he's going to be awesome. Then you might, and vice versa, have a black player and they're telling all the struggles that he had to endure growing up. What would you, Michael Bird, want your viewers and the general public to know about you from your own mouth?
For me,
What kind of person you are?
yeah, for me, I don't ever want to be put in a stereotype. I am an African American male. I do have both parents in the home. So a lot of people, a lot of people, it's funny. I had somebody ask me a weird question. They was like, "Do you have a dad?" I was like, "Yeah, I got a dad. Yeah, he's at home." Like every black person is not fatherless, man. So it's
Yeah.
that's part of the negative stereotype that the African American males get, that we can't take care of family, that we can't you know nurture and grow children. And so my dad's been around me my whole life, so he's
That's
done a
awesome.
tremendous job of that. So we don't agree on a lot, but I will tell you he's a quality man. He's a very good man.
That's
I've
awesome,
learned a
man.
lot from him. So yeah, I'm not, I don't like being stereotyped. I don't like stereotypes. I understand they out there. um but yeah, no, I don't do drugs, and I do have my father in the home, so don't assume otherwise. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I like the mentality, man. I really
Yeah.
do. Now let's talk about the Pac-12. That's where you're going now, man.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's already been reported. The Pac-12 is going to stay within the conference. Uh, how do you think that's going to benefit Colorado as a program staying within the conference?
I think to be honest, a lot of people are gonna be shocked, and a lot of people are gonna look at me crazy. But I think it works out very well for us. Um, I think that Colorado is one of the, of course we may not have fans, but I think Colorado is one of the toughest places to play, especially when you talk about getting into late November ball, when it get cold, and
Okay.
teams got to come out there, and they got to deal with you know the type of talent we got and the weather that we play in. And so um, I think it's going to work out well for us, especially with the new head coach that we have. I think that he's going to do a tremendous job of preparing us, and we'll be ready to go. Of course, Oregon and USC and Stanford, they're going to be quality, but we trust that we can, we'll be able to hold on.
And that's another point too. Depending on how things play out in the future, because we don't know now, but it's a just talk that they might either cut some games down or cancel the season and kind of push it out to the spring. If they push it out to the spring, how would that affect you or other players with the future? Because you got to think about it. We got seniors that are getting ready for a draft. We got players that might be injured. That's less time
Hmm.
to rehab.
Recover,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I mean recover and rehab. Yeah, and
Hmm.
even if you're not injured, just the wear and tear on the body up for the upcoming season. How do you think that'll affect you guys as players if they
Uh,
do that?
I I think if they cancel the season, just go ahead and let's reboot up for next August. At this point, it's one of those deals where it's just too much. You got guys
Yeah,
that's preparing for the draft. You're playing. We're playing full speed collision games. In March, a month before the draft. It just don't make no sense. Kids, a lot of kids' futures and their future livelihoods depend on their health. I got a buddy at Appalachian State, Corey Sutton, and he's a receiver, and he wound up getting hurt
hmm
this past year towards ACL, and so he wasn't able to go to the draft. And so,
mm,
you think about that, and you think about a similar situation if that were to happen to somebody in March or
yeah,
February, because we're playing the season in the spring. Their career, they have no chance.
exactly.
Fortunately, he's got a fifth year, so he gets to play this year. But that it's just too risky when it comes to players' future. Plus, it's uh, what are we gonna do? We're gonna play in the spring and then start back up in the fall too.
Exactly. Timeline,
Uh,
right?
yeah, it's wear and tear in a short amount of period on your body. That's tough. So I just think they just need to reboot it back up in August if they cancel
Got you, man. And that's a smart thing, man. Now, let's spotlight you a little, man. Tell me what kind of leader are you, Mike?
it. I'm a quiet. Okay, every teacher that I had would tell you I'm not quiet because I got in trouble too much for talking in class. But nah, when it comes, my teammates tell you I'm kind of a quiet guy. I've always believed that actions speak louder than
My
words.
man.
So I'm gonna show you that I want to be great. I'm going to show you that I want to help the team win by me showing up to workouts early, by me, putting in extra work, whether it's catching balls after practice, whether it's, being in the weight room on voluntary workout days when I don't have to be there. So that my actions are always going to speak louder. And I think every teammate that have played with me will tell you that, I don't do a whole lot of talking. I'm not going to brag because I believe you just look crazy if you brag and you fail. So I try not to do that. But, I believe my work is going to speak for myself, and that's how I kind of go about my business. And I hope other guys respect that. And I think they do.
Man, that's actually awesome because there's different type of leaders, and
Yeah.
I love it, especially getting older, because real recognize real.
Yeah.
Kids, when you have kids or work with kids, you'll find out, man, real recognize real, and one of the big things is what you exhibit and what you display, or what people are watching. You know what I mean? And that's what leadership is, man, especially those type of leaders on the field, the quiet ones, but that exemplified on the field, people watching and they trying to do that same thing, you know what I mean? Or push others.
Yeah, and you need both. You need people that's vocal leaders. You need people like Ray Lewis. You need people that are going to talk, because sometimes guys get down on themselves and they need somebody to get in their ear and be like, hey, look, you're all right. And then you need quiet leaders as well. So it's a good mix. There's no good or bad way to lead. As long as you are a quality, person and you're doing the right things and you committed to having success, there's no good or bad way to lead, But I try to lead by actions and example.
That's smooth, man. That's smooth. Now tell me this: do you see yourself coming into Colorado, being a instant impact leader, and not necessarily like vocal, but just being an instant leader?
Yeah, I feel like I can definitely come in there and be a leader, because I've been I've been a part of other programs, and I know I'm not new to college football.
Gotcha.
So for the freshmen that are there, I can definitely help lead them. And then for the guys that have been there for a while, I think me coming in with a fresh mindset to a new school, a fresh outlook. I think that'll be something, that I can be somebody that they can look for, kind of a new inspiration. Because I got a different perspective coming in and being a new guy. But I'm gonna just shut my mouth because I'm one of them type of people. I kind of coming into a new environment. I just feel it out a little bit, and
that's how you do it, man. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And also, let's see. How tell us, how have you been training? Because we're in a whole different state as far as with this pandemic. How have you been training for the upcoming season? Has it been hard for you? A difficult task?
It's been quite the experience. I say that. I've had to, do a lot of body weight stuff, a lot of resistance band workouts. Not been able to really get in the weight room like that because what's going on with COVID and their restrictions and different things, and I haven't been able to get out to Colorado yet because I gotta, enroll in different things before I get out there. But for me, I've been kind of improvising, like I said, doing body weight workouts, resistant band stuff, a lot of running, hill work and different things. So. Just trying my best to stay in shape. I miss the weight room though. I'm a weight room baby. I stay in there, so I miss it.
Got you, man. That's smooth, man. And then what would you say that as a wide receiver, what is your best attribute? Is it your speed? Is it your hands? What is Mike? What it gets Mike on or put Mike on top?
I think for me, it's just being explosive off the line, being very sudden with my movements. A lot of guys, when they run routes, I think the biggest thing when I watch guys, I see if they can get in and out of their breaks well. Can they change direction well? How quickly can they do that? Because that's what separates you. You can run. I've seen guys that they run 4.40s and they can't get out their breaks. And it's crazy. And then you got guys like Jerry Rice, he ran 4.6 and in and out of his breaks, and the leading receiver in the NFL history. So, it all boils down to your change of direction and how smooth are you in and out of breaks, and are you explosive coming off the line of scrimmage. So I think I do all three of those things pretty well. I'm working on catching the ball better. I need to be more consistent with that, a lot more consistent. But I'm a work in progress. You build your game from the ground up, and you find ways to keep improving daily.
That's smooth, man. I was just about to ask you that, like, what is the thing that you're working on? If not one, what are the things you're working on to be a better player coming into the upcoming season and, furthermore out?
Definitely catching the ball. You cannot do nothing with it if you can't catch it.
Absolutely.
I look at Larry Fitzgerald. I think somebody said he had 2 drops all the last season, and that's ridiculous. For you to have 2 drops is crazy. So I consistency. That's what I'm trying to be, very consistent with catching the football. Being a guy that when the game gets in the fourth quarter, hey, okay, we can throw the ball to Bird. He gonna catch it, right, and he gonna make a play. So that's what I'm trying to make myself into that. And then just getting faster. You can never be too fast. That's one thing you can't be. So that's the 2 things I'm really just working on.
And they were having a debate on that on ESPN with talking about Tyreek Hill as far as the top 5 with his speed and versus the other top 5. That speed you cannot teach.
Oh, you can't teach speed. That's speed, man. Every corner, I'm gonna tell you, it's one thing that every corner is scared of. It ain't height. It ain't how strong a receiver is. It's speed, because you get scared of what you can't run with. I promise you that.
Oh, for real.
That's tragic. That's gonna be tragic for you. When you get matched up against somebody you can't run with, for sure.
Yeah, and I love watching it. Man. Yeah. Talking junk to the TV, man. It's hard, especially when a DB get burnt, but that's over.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear me?
It's over with. It's over with. And receivers love talking. So, that's just how it is.
Okay. So tell me this. This is just real quick since you said it. I know you're a quiet guy. When it comes game time, do you talk? Do your talk game? Is it up there, brother?
It gets up there. It just depends. It just depends on who I'm playing. I've gotten into some back and forth in practice with some teammates, and it takes me it takes me a while to get to that point.
I got you.
So, but when I'm there, normally if you piss me off, you say something about me being short or something, I normally get going. That's what get my juices.
That's what gets you.
That's what get me.
Got you. Not the girlfriend. Not any other.
Listen. You ain't worry about the girlfriend, because they can't touch it anyway. So, so it don't matter. But the height thing, I get mad with that.
Oh my God! Now tell me this. Let's put the list up there, because we're just talking about it in ESPN. Who is your top 5 pro? We're talking pro. Who's your top 5 wide receivers? Doesn't have to be in any order.
I definitely Julio Jones. Present receivers, right?
It can be all time, man.
All time. Ooh, okay.
You can throw anything you want in there, bro.
Jerry Rice, Steve Smith, definitely Randy Moss. I like Julio Jones today, and then I'm gonna go with one that's weird. A lot of people probably won't agree with me, but Cliff Branch.
Cliff Branch,
old school guy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I watch his stuff sometimes. I think he's very underrated receiver. I think he needs to be in the Hall of Fame, to be honest with you. You're talking about a guy that can run and get and run by everybody. So yeah, I think he doesn't have the stats to be top 5, but he's in my top 5 for sure.
And that's unique. I don't see a lot of young guys that know football history like that. You know what I mean? When they talk, they'll say, they'll bring up present. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I've always I love the game. It's for me. I always tell my mama, it give me life, because I'm my only child. So I didn't have siblings to play with, so I connected, with people through sports, and so that's always been that's always been sports have always been so important to me because of that. So, but yeah, I love the history of the game. I talk about it all day.
That's smooth, man. I like that, man. So who would you? And I'm gonna go back. You just said something that you brought up something, and I want to touch on that. But real quick, who would you pattern, or who would you say your game is similar to as a wide receiver?
I feel like I'm more of a definitely like a Sterling Shepard type
Oh, for real?
receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, Tavon Austin kind of. Those guys they work in the slot kind of shifty.
Hmm.
They explosive enough to run by the defense. But they also they're guys that you get the ball to on a jet sweep. You could get the ball to like on a screen pass, quick short pass, and
Hmm.
they can do something with it. So them two guys, I think um, my game is I try to kind of pattern it after them. I think I do. I think they both kind of kind of fit me as far as
That's
my
awesome.
prototype.
So you brought up slant short passes. So what's your 40 time? Because you got to have them wheels on you, man.
Yeah, last time I run it, I'm like 4 or 5. The last time I run it, I haven't ran it in. We didn't run them at TCU, so
Okay.
the last 2 years I haven't ran it, and then when I was at Arkansas, I had some health issues going on, so
Okay.
wasn't able to really do nothing there. So I don't think we'll run them at Colorado. We may. So, but the next time I think I'm gonna find out what my 40 is, probably be pro day,
Yeah.
or if I make it to the NFL combine or something like that. But I'm expecting to run like 4.4. Hopefully, anything higher
Okay.
than that, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep my eye out on you. I'm gonna keep my eye.
Yeah,
I want to
for
I want to
sure.
I want to see I want to see a 4.2, man. I want to see some new stuff, man.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I played with a guy, Jalen Rager. He went
um,
first round to the Eagles. He didn't put up a good number in the 40 at the combine, but he put up 4.2 at his pro day, and I'm telling you, he
hmm,
is every bit that fast. Every
I
bit
know it.
that fast.
That's smooth, man. Now you
Yeah.
touched on something a little while ago before we go because I know you got to go. But who are some of your influencers growing up? Like who influenced you in your community, in your household? I know you talked a lot about mom and dad. Did you
hmm
have any outside influence that, and just gave you that extra push as far as not just athletics but education as well and ethics?
For
Like
me,
keep it straight.
yeah. For me, it's probably my mom, cause she really has pushed me in every area. School wise, um, you know, football wise. Even basketball wise, because when I was a little boy, we played basketball. She used to take me up to the gym and count how many shots I made and how many shots I missed. And we used to
Gotcha.
do percentages, and we used to do
Oh,
that
that's
every
dope.
day. And she used to be like, "You need to be better than yesterday."
I
Um,
know that's
and
right.
she
That's
used to
nice.
always, she used to always push me. So, um, for me, I think it's her. She's been a um, tremendous influence, and she's not the only influence on my life.
Mhm.
I have plenty of people in my life that pour into me, positively, and my grandma, my aunt, um, coaches that I've had, like I mentioned earlier, Mr. Reynolds, my athletic director, Coach Carr, another coach that I've had that's worked with me. So a lot of people have. It take a village to raise a child. So I truly believe that I'm where I am because I'm motivated and determined, but I'm also where I am because a lot of people have invested. Um, so that's why I can't. That's why I gotta fulfill my dreams and become what I want to become because I can't let them down. So that's how
I
I
know
kind of
that's right.
view things.
Well, man, hey, I'm very impressed, first of all, by your how you articulate yourself, your wisdom at such a young age. Uh, I'm like rooting for you, man. You got a new fan, and
Appreciate
I
it.
hope that
Appreciate you.
everybody that's watching uh, just got a new fan or you just got new fans as well, man.
Ho-
Because you on top of
Hopefully I
it.
can make y'all proud.
Hey, man, you just go out there and do you, man. We just gonna be
Yeah,
watching. You know we watching, bro,
for sure,
for real.
for sure.
But I want to thank you and for giving me the time just to speak with you, chop it up with you, highlight you, so that any team, any agent, anybody that sees you can go ahead and they already see what kind of mind you got on you. how, respectful, intelligent, all that stuff, man. So I'm very proud, and I just wanted to thank you for coming on. And you got an open invitation whenever you want to come back, for real.
For sure. Just let me know. There's plenty of issues we could talk about for sure. So it's good having you. You good at what you do. Everybody know that.
Man, that's love, man. That's love.
Absolutely.
But man, once again, thank you again, Michael Byrd Jr. We're gonna be watching you, especially as the season go through, and I hope it do. We're gonna be watching you at Colorado, making noise. And I'm one last question. I almost forgot. I think I told you. We talked earlier, but I got a young man or some young men coming on later on from other schools. Is there any message? Is there any message that the quiet young Michael Byrd want to leave to any DBs at any other universities if y'all might match up?
I'm gonna tell you this. I might be 5'7", but I guarantee you none of y'all can run with me. So good luck.
I know that's right.
If I play y'all this season, good luck to you.
All right, hey, hashtag USC Ohio.
Already.
We let them all know. Yep, we let them all know, man.
We coming.
Hey,
sure.
Mike, man, thank you again. I enjoyed it. I really had a good time learning about you and learning or knowing what you got coming up for the future. I can't wait to see you. And we're going to link up very soon, bro.
For sure. Absolutely.
All right, my dog. I'm going to talk to you soon, man.
For sure. All love. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. Hey, once again, that was my man, Michael Byrd Jr. I just wanted to highlight him today for any young guys that are just transitioning to school or in school right now, in high school athletes, just to get a feel for things that he goes through and balances his mentality. Because like I said, he's an intelligent young brother. He obviously displayed it just a minute ago. And also just to highlight him and anyone is watching, watch out for him because he's going to do some big things in the future. I know he is. We have some big things coming up next week, the following weeks. Fayetteville, North Carolina, get ready to stand up. I got my man Tank coming through to do it live, as well as we're going to drop his the first Jarrell's Journal episode that me and him did, and that will be coming up very soon. So be on the lookout for Tank Tyler. He is an ex-NFL player, played with the Kansas City Chiefs. He also played with the Bears. He played with Carolina. He was a beast, and he's a hometown hero, a brother of mine. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page, also on Facebook and IG. Once again, thank you all for joining in. I truly appreciate you guys, and stay tuned. So we got some things coming up, man. Have a blessed weekend. Love.
Ladies and gentlemen, this your journey in Jarrell's Journal. Vietnam, yeah, that's right. Nothing less but the best. This your journey in Jarrell's Journal. Vietnam, stand up all over the globe. This your journey in Jarrell's Journal. 2-6. In city, stand up. 2-6. This your journey in Jarrell's Journal. Let's go.
Bring it with me, the source of your information, created to cover all sorts of sports and many players. In the making, there is none other like it. From the majors to the minors, it's tailored to be enlightening. To politic with the globe and unfold an athletic platform for the world to behold. Stay tuned as I cover your thoughts and views. Innovating a structure to stand taller for the player of the day, making way for tomorrow. Consistent content distributed with quality as passions of the youth get used, creating prodigies. The cornerstone for the call-ins and interviews, opinions, countdowns, trivia's, and latest news. Bearing gifts, so this from me to you, guaranteed to be what you don't want to miss. So have a seat, cause I'm back.